Can't find nothing on the radio.
Ready, Steve?
Welcome to Songology. He's Bruce.
He's Richard.
And this is another episode from our Song of the Day archives.
Enjoy.
Welcome back, Bruce, for another Song of the Day. We are looking at the history of rock and roll. What do we have today?
We have Duane Eddy. Duane is a very important individual in electric guitar music because it was Duane Eddy that figured out that you could play the melody of your electric guitar not just on the upper strings. He was a pioneer in changing the entire sound of really electric guitar music for rock and roll. Duane started playing guitar when he was 5. And he got a hold of a Chet Atkins model Gretsch guitar when he was about 16, fell in love with that. That was his favorite guitar through much of the rest of his career. Now, when you go back into the early 50s and in through the middle 50s and you listen to the guitar solos from things like Rock Around the Clock and some of Elvis's early stuff, you'll notice that all of the melody that the electric guitar player plays when he's doing his thing is all on the high strings. And today, when you listen to people play electric guitar, they're all over the fingerboard. They're up and down, they're everywhere. But in the old days, no, it was all high strings. The guy who started the idea that you could things with the lower strings was Duane Eddy. Duane got into experimenting in the late 1950s. In 1958, he came up with a particular tune that he was really quite fond of. What he was looking for was a really echoey sound, and they didn't have the technology to do that in the studio where he was working. And so as a fix, it's a little improviser hack, they went out and bought a 2,000-gallon water storage tank, dragged it into the studio, and put the recording equipment in that. And that allowed him to get the echoey sound that he was looking for this particular song. The song is called Rouser. It is something that was hugely influential on quite a number of guitar players who came after. Various people have acknowledged the influence of Duane Eddy, including George Harrison of the Beatles, Dave Davies of the Kinks, Hank Marvin of the Shadows, all of the Ventures at one time or another, John Entwistle of the Who, Bruce Springsteen, and Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits. Without further ado, here's Duane Eddy and Rouser.
Of course, I have to stop it right there while we work out the fair use rules on YouTube. Guitar Week is where Song of the Day really took off, as Bruce delved into the details of how the electric guitar moved into and changed rock and roll. I hope you enjoy Guitar Week. Bruce has many more fascinating details behind the songs, the musicians, and the instruments of rock and roll. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. You can visit us on Facebook, and we have our website, songology.ca. Now you have the chance to listen to the full song or move on to the next episode.